Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kathleen and I'm a dyslexic, here to help other dyslexics and their parents. Today is part 2 of my Orton-Gillingham series, and I am going to be sharing 9 strategies that they use to help dyslexics become successful readers or learn how to read. So if this information interests you, then let's get into this video. Hi guys, here we go. What are 9 key features of Orton-Gillingham reading approach? So we are going to cover all 9 of these today. So to recap, what is Orton-Gillingham? It is an instructional technique particularly effective for dyslexic students or people who have an unexpected difficulty with reading, writing, and spelling. So last week, or in a previous video, I went ahead and covered the history of Orton-Gillingham, and I'm going to go ahead and link that here for you. So go ahead and swipe it if you would like to catch that video. That covers more of the details and the why behind Orton-Gillingham, and today we're going to be covering teaching approaches. So this is a 2-part series. So the first one is personalized or individualized. So each lesson is planned for a student or a small group of students, and the teacher is flexible and understands the student or students' unique needs. So I know when I plan out a Wilson lesson, I sit down and I really do think about the student and what I've seen and what they need to work on. And so when you plan it out, it's very, very structured, and you have a review section where they go over things and you take notes. And if they're not making progress on a certain thing, then they will have a direct instruction or instructions on that later. And then take notes on it. We introduce the new concepts. We go through it. There's definitely multi-sensory activities involved. And then we start out with the reading side, and then we switch over and we do spelling. And we work on reviewing spelling. We work on the new concepts, taking notes so we can make sure that they are progressing the way they need. And students cannot move forward unless they have shown mastery of each lesson that is being taught. And most of the time, for each concept, there's a minimum of 3 unique lessons. So I know for Wilson, we have to have at least 2 real word, and then we also they have to show mastery with nonsense words so that they understand the process and can decode the words, say the words, spell the words. And so they also have to master the nonsense words before we can move on to the next topic. So multi-sensory, I'm going to go ahead and move this. So multi-sensory is the next one, and each lesson involves lessons involve major pathways to the brain. So we're doing several things at the same time. And so multi-sensory involves being visual, auditory, or being able to hear, kinesthetic, and moving. And some people include tactile, some people don't. So you can hear it both ways, and tactile. And I also have recently done a more in-depth video about multisensory, and I am going to link that for you here. So if you want more information on multisensory, go ahead and grab that. But remember, multisensory, for it to be effective, is simultaneously. All these things are done at the exact same time. So you're moving, talking, and seeing at the same time. Okay. Each lesson is diagnostic, like I talked about earlier, and perspective. So each lesson uses diagnostic techniques. So we're looking for where the child is not making progress to see how the student is progressing and where they need more direct instruction. So we're using what we know, where the child is not. I know I had to do several lessons with some students because they were getting that short I and the short E mixed up. And so the next day when they came back, their reteach would be the short I and the short E. And sometimes it would be the short A and the short U would get mixed up. And so once you start seeing that, you make a note, and the very next day you hit it again and you teach the difference. So that's why it's diagnostic and it helps the student. Okay, the next big one is it's direct instruction. And this is a term for explicit teaching, so of a skill set or a lecture. And so basically direct instruction is you are going in and teaching exactly what you want them to know. So the exact skill set in learning how to read broken down into achievable pieces. And so you're going to break it down. So if a child is struggling with the short vowels, you would really have a lesson each day on a short vowel, and you would teach a different one. So you could teach a group of words like set, met, and just so on and so on with the short E. And then the next day you would do like a short I, a short A, a short U, and so on. And so direct instructions really is directly teaching to that. You're not teaching a roundabout way. You are specifically teaching them and showing them what and how to read that word. The next one is systematic phonics. So it is direct teaching of a set of letters or sound relationships in a clear defined sequence. This set includes a major sounds and spellings relationship of both consonants and vowels. So again, most and pretty much all of Orton-Gillingham's and their spin-off reading programs are very systematic. And so they walk you through stages, and depending on where the child is progressing and how the child is progressing determines where they are. So in the beginning, you're really going to be focusing on what we call CVC words. So a consonant, vowel, consonant. So cat, mat, just simple. And most of the time I start with the short A words to help because it's easier because E and I are very similar. So start building them up for success. And so it is a very drawn out, systematic approach to teaching, and we follow in order to make it make sense. Also taught simultaneously. So just like with multisensory, it is taught simultaneously. So multiple things are taught at the same time. So sometimes you don't even realize it, but you're teaching so many concepts at the same time. And it's critical that the reading piece and the spelling piece go hand in hand. So we start with the reading piece, but then it is quickly followed by the same spelling piece. So this makes it much easier for the child to understand. Concepts are constantly reviewed. We're constantly reviewing what we've taught, and new material is being presented in a very systematic way. Always reviewing this information. Sequential. Concepts are taught in a logical, well planned out sequence. This sequence has been defined. I know for Wilson, it is definitely it is in the teacher manual. I follow it. I know probably for all these others. So you're not guessing what the sequential process is. You know what it is and you just follow the guide, but you take the information that is unique. And what also makes it unique for each individual student is the fact that you're reviewing what they're struggling on. And no two student is going to be struggling with the same concept. So that's why each lesson plan is uniquely planned. It's not something that I can just pull a lesson that I taught yesterday to a student if they're like a few days behind. They really have to be rewritten and rethought about for each student. Incremental. Each lesson carefully builds upon a previous lesson. So we're carefully building on it. So we might start with the short A words, then we might go to the short I words, then we might go to the short U words, and we're just constantly building up these skills. And so you might not see progress right in the beginning, but after some time of all of these lessons in direct instruction, you're going to see huge gains with their reading. Cumulative. So constantly, like we keep talking about, we're constantly reviewing previously taught lessons and concepts. So we will go back, and sometimes you might not see something that they are struggling with. And so actually I would look at that and use that for like something that we haven't talked about in a while. And so I would use that as a review. So, I mean, you're constantly going back. It's a very, I would say, circular program, and just constantly being reviewed and worked on. Guys, that's it. Those are the 9 tips to Orton-Gillingham's cumulative, or cumulative is one of them. Those are the 9 tips that I have for you today. I hope you found this video useful when it came to learning more about the structure of Orton-Gillingham. I would love your feedback. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. In the next few weeks, I have more information about dyslexia. I have information about evaluations coming out and just more information. And if there's a specific topic that you would like information on, go ahead and leave it in the comments, because I'm constantly reading those and would love to know what you would like to see. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.